verification of the data, the concurrency, consistency, the consistency before and migration after migration, to make sure the data is concurrency, and also the and also the first time migration success rate have improved up to 98%. This is a result that we have we have finished in the Singapore DBS Bank. They have used just 6 months to finish the 10,000 virtual machine migration. And here is a new feature for the how to say for another tool. Actually, the service team can provide these functions for the to how to say to evaluate the migration risk before we started the migration. For example, they can evaluate the risks. For example, the data ingestion and for example the systems we supported or not. Like this. So we can do more before we started the migration. And also the new server compatibility verification tool. This is a new tool. In the past, we needed to check the model of server, maybe the model of server, maybe of the model of read, and then the model of NIC. But now we have the verification tool. We could check the compatibility by this tool by ourselves. So it will be faster. So this is a new tool for us to evaluate the compatibility of virtualization server. And then is the TCO. We have some project to compare. Yes, here is a real customer in French. So we have the TCO compared with VMware and the DCS. Here we can see VMware solution with compute and the storage. This price is twice than DCS full stack solution with DCS with Ocean Protect and storage. We have the result around 5 years. The TCO of DCS is lower than this VMware, 40%. And also we still keep the permanent license mode. Permanent license mode. So most of customers use this. Here is the architecture. To compare with VMware, DCS is the right. DCS is the right solution. To compare with the cloud solution, right? We just DCS just use the two nodes to set up the virtualization solutions, but which is really can compare with VMware. So here is the compare with the VMware architecture, same architecture, and here is the cases about the DBS. We have migrated more than 10,000 virtual machines in 6 months. So they are going to migrate more and more service, included the host service, to DCS. So maybe in the next month they will finish. Next year they will finish the whole virtual machine, 40,000 virtual machines migration to DCS. And we still keep the the same performance like VMware, and we have the better reliability supported the we deliver the active and active DR solution for the customer. Yeah, and also they will have more data centers in to use DCS in the future. Yeah, the TCO is lower than VMware. Yeah, and also this is the cases in about the Navin. Yeah, Navin is a MSP. Yeah, they have also used the TCL to alternative virtual machine VMware. We have we have we have yeah we have supported a lot of DR solution for the customer. For example the active and inactive mode, and also use the Ocean protectors to provide the resilience solutions with the air gap. Yeah, so we put a DCS full stack solution to use as a resource pool. Uh, then they use then they provided the resource for the other customers to also with a unified platform DME. Yeah. Here is the hoster cases. This is also another MSP. You use the DCS with the DR solution and the backup solution we based on the Ocean Protect. Yeah. So because here we use the DCS to work with Huawei Ocean Store and the Ocean Protect the storage and backup appliance with the servers. We have DCS have the good compatibility. So so this is a solution that they have the unified management platform, and to reduce the TCO to keep the system stable. Here is the roadmap of the next version. Yeah. Next version is will be released in the Q4. Yeah, Q4. We'll have the tier 5 version in Q3. Yeah. Here is the key features in the next version. First is the storage mode. Storage mode, the VM storage mode will support the NOS NVMe over Fabric. Yeah, and also the VM storage will support the backup in LAN-free mode. And also we will finish the EUCC in next version. And also we will support more and more new CPU models. Yeah. And the HA will be enhancement also. Yeah. In this version, we only support the server health check about server memory. But in the next version, we will support more components of server. For example, the CPU NIC and the disks. And about the maintenance, DME will support more fault locating functions for the virtualization, and the DME will have we will support the trends, usage trends focus for the virtual machine. For example, the CPU memory and the storage resource. Yeah. Storage resource, which storage is mounted to the virtual machine. Yeah. So here is the new version, DCS new version induction, and also the roadmap of next version. Yeah. So I think I have finished the introduce about DCS new version for Q1. So if we have any questions, we can discuss now. Yeah. Any questions? Okay, let me check. Let me check in the chat for today's course slides. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so everyone, if you have the questions, you can always just unmute yourself. Yeah, you're welcome for any question.
Yeah, I think they have asked about the slides, right? So we will share the slides after the meeting, right?
Yes, sure. I already replied to everyone. So for today's course slides, you can always reach out to our colleague. I also sent the email address so that they can send to you by email.
Yeah. If we have any questions about the DSS virtualization or VMware alternative, you can ask.
Hello, I would have one question. Are there any plans to support role-based access on each object? Because right now I just can make rights for everything, not like so that I can make rights for one person that he can see only maybe 10 VMs and not the others.
Sorry, which feature? What base?
Role access on object, on each object, like that I can say one part of the organization can only access certain VMs. I can do it with EDME, that's not the problem, just that it's integrated directly in ECS.
We have the virtual machine for the server, right? And in this case, you need to use the bare metal or
No. I have a set of VMs, and one part of the organization should only be able to access or to administrate some of the VMs. So like test environment for developers, so they can only see their VMs and only can administrate their VMs. In VMware, it's you make a new folder, give rights on that folder, and they can only see this folder.
I think you could. I'm not sure. Sorry. You could send me the email. Yeah, maybe if you have the detail about this feature. Yeah, you can send me the email.
Okay, I will.
Yes, sir. And maybe you can just tap it in the chat box so that we can see it clearly, and our presenter, our expert will give them. They will get back to you in the chat box as well. It's more efficient.
Yeah, the signal is not stable.
Yeah, it's a little bit not very clear your voice. Okay, any questions here? Great. If there are no more further questions, let's move on to our next part for our flash storage.
So hello, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining this training session for All Flash Storage QDR. So my name is Horatio. Very glad to have you here to give this presentation on this update of our All Flash storage. So first of all, I'd like to let all of you know where we are now and where we are heading to. So right now we are releasing just the second major version for our all-flash storage. So we have this system version V700R1 C20. So you know, all of you must know this. We have this new generation Ocean Dorado released to the market in last year in end of September. So that is the version V7R1 C10. So that's the first version. And you can see actually for Huawei in a whole year, we have two major versions released to the market. One will be in the first half of this year. Normally will be the end of the March, and another version will be released in the end of September. So each version has 6 months gap between each other. And before each GA version, we will have a TR5 version, which also known as Technical Review 5 version. So you can see this as a um, beta version before the GA version, because some of the customers, they may need the features before the GA version. So we give them this TR5 version so they can start using the function they need. But they need to upgrade the version to GA version when the GA version released. So the next version will be in the second half of this year, the C30, and in the beginning of next year, we will have C50. So some of you may wondering or may be curious about why there is no C40. The reason is simple, because we Chinese are a little bit superstitious. We don't like the digit 4, so that's the reason why we don't have the C40 version. So we have C20, C30, and C50. So that's the milestone in a year. We have the major version. So right now we are at the first half of the year. We have the second major version released to the market. So let's see what this new version brings to you. First of all, there are some hardware updates and also the certification. So I marked it in blue, so to show you the changes or the updates in terms of the hardware. So on our OceanStor Dorado 6000, we change the CPU. We bring a new CPU to you. So for the SaaS version, there's no changes. But for the NVMe versions, we bring the new CPU. So we change the standard CPU to a new CPU called 5250Z. And we also bring a new CPU, we call the enhanced version, with our new CPU. The code number is 7260Z. And with these two new CPUs, the memory of the controllers are enhanced to DDR5. So that's the only Dorado in this version we equipped with DDR5 memories. So if you choose Dorado 6000, the SaaS version, it is still DDR4. And another change is on the 18K on our top high-end storage. So we changed the CPU too. But this is not the new CPU, we just add more cores. So previously, this CPU, Kunpeng 920 7260 has 48 cores per CPU. And in this new version, we add more cores, increase to 64 cores in each CPU. So therefore, we have more computing power in these high-end controllers. And besides the CPU changes, we increase the memory of the 18K. So we have the 3 terabyte dual controller cache size on our 18K, and also the total capacity also increased to 24 petabyte. So in the next version, in the second half of this year, we plan to also change the CPU on our high end for the 8000 and 18K. And therefore, we will change the memory from DDR4 to DDR5. And in the end of this year, for the entry level 3000 and 5000, we will change the CPU and also the memory to all DDR5. The reason is, because of this AI demand, the memory companies, they they cut down the supply on DDR4 and they put their manufacturing line into the HBM or DDR5. So that's driven us to change our memory from DDR4 to DDR5. So that's the plan. Okay, and on the second page, there are three key messages I'd like to address to you. Is for the hybrid flash storage, the original EOM date will be end of this year. So it will be extended. This is for sure. But we haven't decided how long will be extended. There are two options right now. One is it will be extended to the end of the 2027. Another is extended to the end of 2028. Depending on whether we are going to a new generation of hybrid flash by next year. So we will make a decision by the end of June. So by then we will give you a public announcement on the EOM date of our hybrid flash storage. And also for Orange Dorado, the EOM date of the new site will be the end of this year. So this is for sure. So that means on SAT, on our configuration tool, we will have some restrictions starting from the end of the June, beginning of the next year, second half of this year. For the new project of using Dorado V6 will be restricted. So we want you to use our new generation Dorado to propose to our customer for the new projects. Don't use the V6 again for the new projects. And the second change is we on our new generation Dorado, by the end of this month, we will have the QLC available on our new generation Dorado. So that means you can log on to the SAT and configure the QLC SD on new generation Dorado for some common workload, not for the writing intensive workloads. And in the second half this year, we will have a new feature called TLC and QLC coexist in one storage array, which means you can create two storage pool, one for TLC and one for QLC. So that means if customer they buy new generation Dorado and they buy QLC in the first half this year, and in the second half this year, they feel like they have the need to run some writing intensive applications on TLC, then they can buy the TLC and put it into the current new generation Dorado and create another storage pool and run the application using this pool for heavy writing intensive workloads. So which is quite useful because some of the customers if they have such workloads, they don't need to buy another storage array. They just simply buy the SSDs and put it into the Dorado and run it in different storage pool for different application for different workloads. So that will be the feature available in the second half of this year, and in the first half of this year, we will have the QLC available. But for the first half of this year, if you choose QLC, so you cannot put TLC into the storage array. You have to wait until the second half this year. Okay. So when we have this restriction on Dorado V6, then your choice for proposing the storage array to customer will become more simpler. So if customer want to choose all flash storage, just propose the new generation Dorado to them. Either you propose QLC or you can propose TLC to them in the first half of this year. And in the second half of this year, you can propose both because we can have two media inside one storage array in different storage pool. And also for the hybrid flash storage, we will continue sending them into at least the next year or even into the 2028. We will give you the public announcement by the end of June. So when we have this QLC, last year when we released the new generation Dorado, we say we have this technology, we have the DPU, we have the data control disaggregation technologies to improve the performance because we have this DPU embedded in our I/O cards to have this data flow and control flow disaggregation to improve the performance, to offload the workload from the CPU and put it on the DPU to process the data. And on the new QLC, on our new QLC, we have these multi-mode technologies to also enhance the performance. So basically, we will have two media inside the QRC SSDs. One is SLC, another is QRC. So basically, we just put the metadata and whole data on the SLC tier to enhance the performance, and put the warm and cold data on the QRC. And these two tiers can be dynamically tiering between each other to enhance the performance. And also by tiering the data, we can reducing the priority writes by 20 or to 30%. So in the meanwhile, we can also prolong the lifespan of the QRC. So that's the technology we used on our QRC, released in April. So actually, this technology is not new to the market. Some other vendors use this technology before, but the key differential factor is Huawei has its own proprietary algorithm to dynamically tiering the data between SS and QC to have a better performance and the lifespan efficiency than other vendors. So that's the difference. So to summarize the changes in this version, the first one is the performance. So we have the new CPU on 6000 on 18K. So on 18K, we just add more cores, so the performance is up by 30%. And for 6000, because we have the new enhanced version CPU and the DDR5 memory, the performance is up by 50%. So there's no changes on the reliability. For now, the reliability is we can tolerate 7 out of 8 controller failure and 80 disk enclosure failure tolerance. And what we promoting our marketing message is we can have this 7 out of 8 controller engine failure tolerance will be available in the second half of this year when we have the full mesh backend connections available. Then we will have more tolerance than before. 7 out of 8 controller engines failure. And in terms of features, this is the major upgrade in this version. We have the S3 hypermesh available and asynchronous replication available. So that is a major upgrade in this version. And also for the S3 warm and log editing, it is also available in this version. For the warm editing, it is the features are based on the file level, not on the bucket level. And for log editing, you can support both XML and the EBTX format. And one thing you have to pay attention to here is for all these additional features, hypermesh, synchronous replication, warm, log editing, because it is added into our S3 license package, and because customer, if they already buy this license package, they don't need to pay extra money. They just upgrade the system version into this C20 version. They got all the features available, no extra cost. This is our setting mode in terms of the features. So that means when you sell the license package to them, you can propose customer to buy the full license package, including SAN, NAS, and S3. Actually, if the customer buy SAN, NAS, and S3 license package, it is even cheaper, 10% cheaper if customer only buy SAN and NAS license package. So that's one of the reasons we want to encourage customer to use our S3, even if they don't have such need right now. But who knows? Maybe in the future they have such needs. So they can buy it right now, and in the future they don't have extra cost when we have some other features available. For example, asynchronous replication will be available in the second half this year. So customer can buy the license package right now, and they just upgrade to the C30 next in September. They have this asynchronous replication. Okay, and the fourth changes, as I mentioned, is we have this capacity optimized SAT available, secure SAT, and it will be on SAT soon in this month, and you can start coding this SAT, and we can start shipping it from the end of May, and the GA version will be the end of June. And regarding the single QRC usable capacity compared to the Dual V6, it will be 10% more. So that means if you configure, let's say 200 usable terabyte capacity, in Dual V6, you are using QRC you basically will use, let's say, if you are using 7.68 terabyte SSD, you roughly need 37 SSDs. But in our new generation, you only need 33 SSDs, so 10% less, which help you cut the cost using our new generation QLC SSDs. Okay, and we did this comparison between our Dorado S3 capability with our OInstall Pacific. So as you can see, we add this new feature log editing and warm. And for the multi-versioning, it is not available now, but it will be available in the C30 version, so in the end of September. And for the disaster recovery solutions, you have hypermesh and synchronous replication already available. For the asynchronous replication, in the end of September, C30, you will have these features available. And in terms of performance, so here we just put the performance here. As you can see here, the performance of the Dorado 6000 stands out. It is even higher than our high-end Dorado 8000. The reason is when we selling our storage to the customer, especially the customer when they buy the high-end storage, there are two factors they normally will consider. One is performance, another is availability. For the high end, because for our 18K or 8000, it is another hardware architecture, so full controller in the chassis, and it's disk and the controller separated architecture. So if customers they are focusing on the reliability with full controller, 3 controllers or the full controller failure tolerance, then you can propose our high-end Dorado 8000 or 18K to customer. But if a customer they see the performance with more importance than the reliability, so you can propose our Dorado 6000 to them. Because in our competitor like Dell EMC, they also in their mid range they provide more performance than high end. So we use the same strategy to fight against with other vendors. So in terms of the performance, Dorado 6000 can provide more performance in terms of the write and read. So this two diagram shows the difference in terms of the create write and random read. So you can see the difference. So if customer they see they want more performance and if they have the short budget, propose Dorado 6000 to them. If customers see reliability with more importance, just propose 8000 or 18K to them. Okay, and this page shows that we have the industry-only integrated SAN, NAS, and S3 active solutions. So it is quite unique in this market. So when you talk to the customer, if customer wants to know the difference between Huawei and other vendors, this is the key information I'd like you to address to the customer. So Huawei can provide SAN, NAS, and S3 hypermesh solutions without gateways. Some other vendors, they don't have S3, and some other vendors, they don't have the hypermesh solution for S3. So that's the difference we can give for our customers. And the last changes in our hardware in this version is we have some AI-driven capability to slow down or to reduce the power consumption on our Dorados. So basically, we have this AI-driven to lower the CPU frequency or to shut down some cores to drive down the power consumption. So when the system is the idle workloads, so model heavy workload, before we just want to keep your CPU in a load balance mode. But right now, we change the strategy to put more cores into the medium busy workloads, but in return, we can have more cores to be standby. So we have more cores shut down and standby. Therefore, we can have less power consumptions. So 50% lower per terabyte power consumption than our peers. When the system is running, we have this group call, centralized scheduling, and dynamic switching technologies to schedule the calls. So we don't want have some cores in a very busy state, and some other cores are in idle stage. So we will move some idle stage cores into the busy stage core group, and to make sure the workload is balanced. Then the total power consumption will be lower than before. So that's the new technology we are using in our this generation to lower the power consumption for our whole CPU, for our whole Dorado series. And this is particularly for our partners, because we'd like to show our partners that because you face different uh, requirements every day, and you may get some other offers from other vendors, and to make your job easier, we want to give you this matchup between Huawei and other major vendors like Pure Storage, Dell, NetApp, and IBM, to show you, if you see the offer from other vendors, what ample to ample offer we can offer from Huawei side. So basically, this map is based on specification and the capability of the storage system. So if you see some other vendors offers, let's say Pure Storage X20, then probably the best option you can offer to them is Dorado 3000. So this is the kind of matchup you can refer to when you want to propose a Huawei solution to your customer. And for this page, we listed the details regarding the hardware specification and the software features, architectures, the difference between Huawei and some other vendors. And on top of this page, you can see there are 4 major advantages that we believe you can address to our customers when you propose Huawei to them. So the first one is the active controller architect. Most of other vendors, they have it, but some of them they don't. And we have this 3-in-1 convergency. We can provide SAN and NAS and object service in one storage array, which is quite unique in the entry level in the commercial market. And we also support the SAN and NAS S3 Hyperpool to give customer more reliability in terms of business continuity. And we also support workload data reduction, so we can reduce data on SAN storage, on block data, and also we can reduce the data on file object to help customer to reduce the cost for their investment. So especially this year, the price, the war, the AI demand driven the cost up and up every day, every month. So customers are quite worried about the increasing price. So from our side, we believe there are 3 options we can give to customer to handle this price hike with ease. One is we have this 3-in-1. Although this is not new thing, but I think it's very important now because we have this feature in one storage array. So basically, you can use one storage array to provide 3 different data services. So 1 for 3 storage arrays. So customer don't need to buy 3 or even 2 storage arrays. They just buy 1. And if they need, they can add the license package to provide the S3 or NAS functions. And the second one is we have this QLC available, and the performance will be up by 50% compared to the V6 version. And for the cost, it will be 20% less than the TLC SSDs. So if customer have the budget issue, they can choose QLC, and they have this 20% saving for them. But if later they have more budget, and if they have the needs to run some heavy workloads on TLC, they can buy the TLC and put into the same server array. So that's very convenient for customer. And the last one will be deduplicate compression. So this is all data scenario. So not only for SAN, because for SAN, the other vendors say we can do 5-to-1. For sure, Huawei can do 5-to-1 too. But for NAS and for S3, we also can help customer to reduce the data. So we can say with only 2-to-1 data reduction ratio, we can help customers to have the saving up to 30 to 40%. So that's very convincing if you choose this all workload data saving technologies from Huawei. And this is the last page. This is very important because, as you know, we have this supply issue due to excessive orders from the customer, from the partners in March and in the beginning of April. So we have this kind of control on our configuration. So I listed here recommended configuration, and some of the configurations are moved off from SAT due to the short supply. So it will be back to normal by the end of May. So if you have the requirements from customer and you need to propose to them, and customers say we need the delivery by April, by May, just refer to this table to find the product you want to propose and find the recommended configuration in this table and propose to them. And if you really have some certification is not recommended, just come to us. Just come to the Huawei salespeople, the product manager or channel manager. They will help you. They will help you to get contact into the Huawei headquarters to find a way to provide the specification you need. For example, here, as you can see here, we for the hybrid flash, the 1 terabyte dual controller is not available. So, but if you really need this, just contact Huawei product manager. We will try to find a solution for you. Okay. So the best way to do right now is propose the recommended configuration to the customers, because this is guaranteed to delivery. Just order now, we will deliver to you in 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. That's all for today's content regarding the updates in this version and some recommended configuration for the Dorado and the hybrid configurations. If you have any questions, just feel free to let me know.